We're looking at a huge challenge that so many of our kids are facing today. But hidden inside that challenge is a really innovative solution, and it's all about the power of partnership. So let's dive in and see how two different organizations are working together to completely rewrite the story of youth wellness.
It all kicks off with a pretty shocking reality. An overwhelming majority of kids go through some kind of trauma, but there's this massive gap between who needs help and who actually gets it. So the big question is, why? What is standing in the way?
To really wrap our heads around this, we have to first understand the sheer scale of the crisis. This isn't just a handful of kids here and there. We're talking about a major gap in our healthcare system that's leaving millions of children without the support they need to really flourish.
Okay, just let this number sink in for a second. 80%. That's how many kids experience some kind of trauma. It's a really sobering number, and it tells you right away that this is not some small niche issue. It's a reality for most children.
And now, here's the other side of that coin. Out of that huge number of kids, only about 21% ever get the mental health services they need. That massive canyon between 80% and 21%, that is the crisis we're digging into today.
So, why is this gap so big? Well, the roadblocks are very real for a lot of families. You've got the high cost of care, for one. Then there are the simple logistics, like finding the time and transportation. And of course, there's still a social stigma around asking for help. It's important to note, too, that these hurdles can be even higher in Black and brown communities.
But what if the solution wasn't about trying to knock down these barriers one by one? What if you could build something totally new that just goes around them? Well, that's the whole idea behind this incredible partnership, which brings together two very different but essential sides of the solution.
So on one side, you've got Angelica's Connections. They're a community foundation with really deep local roots, and their whole focus is on prevention, leadership, and just helping kids grow. Then on the other side, you have Safe Harbor. They bring the clinical, professional expertise needed to heal trauma and give kids the actual tools to overcome silence and stigma. It's this blend of community trust and clinical skill that really makes it work.
This quote from Safe Harbor, it just says it all, doesn't it? It's all about empowerment, about looking forward. It's this powerful idea that a child is never, ever defined by the tough stuff they've been through.
So that's the big idea. But how do they actually put it into action? They do it through a really cool program called TheraPlay. And it completely reimagines what therapy can look and, more importantly, feel like for kids.
The program is called TheraPlay, which is a great name for it. It's designed for young people, anywhere from 5 to 18 years old. And the secret sauce here is the blend. It takes proven therapeutic methods and weaves them into activities that kids actually find fun and engaging.
And this is what I find so fascinating. This is not what most of us picture when we hear the word therapy. It's not about sitting still in a chair and just talking. Nope, it's active. Kids are doing things like boxing, yoga, and playing games, and the whole goal is to help them learn how to regulate their bodies and express those big, overwhelming emotions in healthy ways. The genius of it is the kids just think they're having fun, but they're building these incredibly important life skills the whole time. But all this activity, all this play, it actually has a much deeper purpose. It's all designed to create a really profound shift on the inside. It's about changing the story a child tells themselves, about literally reshaping their inner voice from one of doubt to one of confidence. And honestly, this might be the most important point of all. That little voice inside a child's head, that internal monologue, it has so much power in shaping their reality, their ability to bounce back, and their entire future. And this program goes right for that voice. So here's how they actually rewrite that internal script. It often starts with that nagging voice of doubt, the one that says, "I can't do this." But through this therapeutic process, that voice starts to change. First, it might become a voice of confidence. Okay, I can handle this. Then that builds into true resilience. You know what? Setbacks just help me grow. And eventually, it becomes a voice of real, genuine hope. My future is bright. It's a step-by-step transformation you can actually see.
So this brings us right back to where we started. Remember all those barriers to care we talked about? Well, this model isn't just good therapy. It's also brilliantly designed to take apart every single one of those roadblocks.
Okay, so let's just connect the dots here. That problem of cost and time? Solved. The partnership brings these services directly into community spaces where kids already are. That barrier of stigma, they get around it by mixing the therapeutic stuff with fun, normal activities so nobody feels singled out. And the challenge of access? Well, by being right there on site, they totally eliminate the transportation and scheduling headaches for parents. It's just a really elegant and direct solution for every single problem.
And when you solve those problems, the positive effects just ripple outward.
You're not just treating one issue, you're supporting the development of the whole person. Kids walk away with real, practical coping skills they can use every single day. They get support that's easy to access in a place they trust. And of course, when kids are thriving, it makes their families stronger, which in turn makes the whole community stronger.
So you see, this model does more than just help kids feel better. It provides a real answer to that huge initial question about access to care. And it leaves us with one final thing to think about. What if this kind of support wasn't the exception, but the rule? What if every single child had the tools they needed to rise above whatever life throws at them and write their own brilliant story?